Hello YouTube, you've tuned in to Emily Marsh, that is me, and today we're talking on M's Updates number 4 about the classic question of what makes a really good hero and what makes a really good villain. Before we get started, sorry, sparkly shirt, I think it's cute. I got this a long time ago and I've wanted to wear it, so this is my excuse to wear it today. So just you're like, wow, she's all dressed up for her vlog. It's not on purpose, it's just I wanted to wear it. So, back to topic. Heroes and villains. Sometimes I think as an actor I think way too much about this stuff because I might be asked to play a hero, a villain, you know, whatever. And then like the average Joe on the street. So I think about that a lot. Like why do we like certain heroes and certain villains over others? And I think there's some actual specific reasons for that. So we're going to start with heroes. Heroes that we like as an audience, whether we're reading or watching, I think start out our favorites are because, firstly, that they're normal. Like, not in the sense of they might have superpowers, but in general, like, their lives, their problems are a lot of times really normal. And they are always constantly fighting for a normal life because that's what they want. Like, they want to just live and fall in love and do their work and help people. And we really like that because I think as normal laymen's ourselves, we like to connect, obviously, to each character, or else why would we watch our films? And yeah, they're normal people. Like, they have something they're keeping secret that makes them super special. So heck, as as the watcher, you could walk down the street and bump into them or talk to them, but you would never know that they were special. So it kind of gives everyday life, I think, a little bit of mystique. Another reason we like our heroes specifically one over another, I think, is because they have flaws. I think the more gray and troubled they are, like sometimes the darker they are, the more we like them in the sense that they've taken their pain, their hurt, their sadness, like Batman, for example, and chosen, instead of like going bad and like saying the world hates me and I'm gonna like become this horrible person, instead they try to rise above it out of their problems, because we all go through tough times, and something that we can see that's so encouraging is someone who's gone through something just as bad, but they've chosen to still be a good person, rise above it, make a good impression, and help out the world. And so I think we really enjoy that. And when they have more dark aspects that they're always struggling with, we enjoy that because we like people who don't have it so easy. You know, if someone had no problems, we don't care to watch them. We're like, why are we watching you? Like, whose story, like, why do we care? So, okay, and then villains, which I kind of almost like to talk about more. Maybe some people don't, but I do. I think villains are more fascinating. Firstly, I always say this, you need to have a good villain to offset a good hero. If you don't, I don't care what you're reading or watching, it will suck. You need to have a good villain. If you have kind of a weak sauce one, you're not going to want to watch the story. You're like, they're going to win, because the hero's going to win, because obviously there's nothing that's so great about the villain that interests us. But I think the best stories are the ones where the villain is maybe almost identical to the hero, but they've, because of whatever happened to them, instead of choosing to do good or trying to, change their lives, they've gone down a bad path, whether it's in little steps or a huge bad decision at some point. And that's why I think whoever you write about or whoever you watch, like an actor, needs to be a good actor to understand that, because like dimensions and complicated stuff, I think, help us to really engage us in the story. Like maybe the villain will even turn into a good guy by the end, if once they've come into contact with the hero and other stuff happens. If you guys have ever watched the show Once Upon a Time, which I personally love, I think some people are surprised it's been so popular. I think one reason it is because they've done a really good job about giving everyone backstories, like not just the good guys, but the villains. And some of the heroes were not so nice in the beginning, and some of the villains started out good. The main evil witch in the story actually started out like this wonderful girl who saves Snow White's life. But her mom is evil and some bad stuff happens to her, and she eventually gets kind of twisted and somewhat coerced, but somewhat bad decisions lead to her. And even when she's a villain and evil, she still has good tendencies. No one wants just someone who's just evil. Like, you can get away with that in little kid fairy tales, but not when you get older. We want more depth and complicatedness that gets us all interested and everything's twisty-turvy and fun. So I think that's why we like certain villains the way we do, because we never know what they're going to do next, what they're going to say, what their next move will be, and that unpredictableness is something we really enjoy. So that's all for today. Please comment below if you have anything to add. I love this topic. And subscribe above up here if you want to get my vlogs. I appreciate it. You guys can follow me on my Twitter. It's emarsh000. I'm much funnier on Twitter. It's something I practice at. Thank you so much for tuning in. Goodbye.